Hi everybody, it's Sayward from findyourdivinity.com. I am here today with a follow-up to the Narcissism videos. So if you found me because of witchcraft, stay tuned. Next week we will be having some more witchcraft. I promise I'll be right back onto that line. But for right now, I am talking about narcissism because a lot of you guys are new here and you're kind of interested in what I have to say about narcissism. So I took a look at a couple of the comments and things that were on the last video, and I really wanted to answer a specific question I think that plagues us all. And it's like, how can you ever trust yourself again? All right, how can I come to trust myself after having been in one or perhaps even multiple of these narcissistic relationships? So again, the number one is always going to be the number one for me. You're not crazy, okay? That's the number one thing, and you have to understand that. You have to hear that from me. You have to be willing to take that into your soul, okay? You are not crazy. You're also not bad, you're not stupid, you're not a fool, or whatever thing that you say to yourself with regard to this relationship. You know, why didn't I see it? I should have. Why did I fall? And why, you get into these whys about the ways that things happen, and then we start to get down on ourselves, and we say things like we're stupid, we say things like, we're fools, or whatever it may be. And I want you to know that that's all false. Okay? You are not stupid. You got tricked. You got manipulated. All right? It happens. It happens to people who are particularly empathetic. If you are a person with a big heart, they see you as a target. Okay? So it's not because you're a bad person that this happened to you. It's because you're a really good person. Okay? You're not crazy. You're not bad. You're not at fault. Okay? Now that you know, you can do better. So, how? How do we get back to that finding the true north, right? How do we find our personal truths? How do we get back to the place to where we can trust our truths? I think that the number two way, other than knowing that you're not crazy, is finding collaboration, okay? I want you to get on groups. I want you to get on a social media, whichever platform you're on, okay? Type in #narcissism and you are going to find groups. They're everywhere. I've searched, really, they're everywhere, okay? It's just that you don't know that you need one until, oh fuck, I ran into a narcissist, right? Like I said previously, sometimes it can be a long time before we even recognize that we are in a narcissistic relationship. So whatever point you're at, okay, I want you to just go find someone else who believes you. So the second part, and one of the most important parts in this process of finding and being able to trust yourself again, is in revalidation. So the narcissist, okay, they work in a specific way. They're manipulative, and the manipulation is generally designed to make you question and doubt yourself. They create their value in your life, and they're able to gain control over your life by making you doubt your ability to direct your own life. Okay? They tell you that you're crazy. They tell you that you remembered that wrong. They tell you that that didn't happen. They make up crazy stuff, okay? Like I said in the previous video when we talked about gaslighting, okay? They gaslight you, and the effects of this gaslighting are so pervasive in our minds that we're not even sure really what's real anymore. One of the things that you're going to experience once you get out of your narcissistic relationship, and maybe you're already out, maybe it's been years down the line and you're just kind of, vibing on it, or maybe it's real fresh for you and you're thinking about leaving, okay? Wherever you are, you may have experienced it or may be coming to experience it. When you leave that relationship, you're going to feel this giant sense of emptiness. You're going to feel like a hole in your soul, and it's going to be harder for you to make decisions across the board. Why? Because previously, the narcissist always put in their input. They always tried to guide you into what it was you were doing or not doing, right? I've seen people say things like, I wasn't able to lose weight. I had to stay this size with my narc, and then like when I left, when we were done, I was able to lose all of this weight. Or I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, so now I wear makeup all the time. Or in my case, one of my narcs actually took my shoes. Like when he would leave for work, he would take my shoes, and I was only allowed to have one pair of shoes. So he would take my shoes with him and throw them in his car at work so that he knew that I wasn't able to go anywhere, right? Like no shirt, no shoes, no service. Yeah, it was to that level in one of my relationships, okay? So when you get to this point where you're so controlled, and we're controlled by a lot of different mechanisms, a lot of different levels that we can talk at a different point in time, but when you get to be so controlled about these things, when you sever and you disconnect the relationship with your narc, then all of a sudden you're left with making all of these decisions. And your brain is so trained into, I need them, I have to go consult with them, I need to check with them, what would they say if I do this, what would they think, what's going to happen. The product of walking on eggshells, that you run into this path where then, your brain it's even though they're not there, even though you guys are broken up, your brain immediately wants to, by force of habit, connect with that person and consult. Well, can I go do this? Well, should I go do that? Well, well, I shouldn't because of my narc. Well, I could because of my narc. Because my narc, even though your narc isn't there. Okay? So you have to change your brain. You have to recognize that feeling is going to happen. It's going to. Sometimes you also need to recognize, I guess, that when you are faced with decisions, these can cause you to then subconsciously and then further consciously begin to miss your narc. And the reason why is because it seems like it was easier when they were there. And in a way it was, because you weren't making decisions, but the decisions that were being made, of course, were not the best for you. So, find a group of people who understand what you have been through and begin to tell your story, okay? The thing is that when we are with our narcs constantly tell us that we're crazy, that didn't happen, that wasn't right, that's not how it happened, and that's not how we felt, and we have no right to feel that way, and don't say that because that's not the truth, even though it is. And I don't care if you have pictures or you have proof or you have what the hell ever. That's not it. I didn't do that. Okay? We spend so long being told that we're wrong that you need to find the group of people who understand that you are telling the truth and that you are right. Okay? You need to revalidate. Bing. Revalidate. Okay? I want you to find a group of people specifically. You need to be looking for narcissist-centered groups. Why? Because these people, okay, and it's not just women. There are a lot of men out there, and I want you guys to know that I support you in this too, okay? Like, it's fucked up what people can do, all right? I digress. When you go to these groups and you find these people share these experiences, and when you start getting this feedback of, oh my God, that happened to me too, and oh yeah, well that happened, well this crazy thing happened to me, and you're like, oh my God, well I completely, and sometimes you don't even have to interact. Sometimes just getting onto one of these groups and you just start reading other people's posts and reactions, and then all of a sudden it's confirmation. It's constant validation. It's all of the affirmation and like, this is the fucking truth that you need to be able to find your truth again. Okay? You need someone to believe you because you have spent so long having someone tell you that you're wrong. You have spent so long having someone tell you that you're crazy, that your brain's fucked up, that you misremembered. Okay, this stuff that's obviously here, you've spent so long getting your mind fucked that your mind's fucked up, all right? You got to get it sorted out again. And the way that you do that is by getting a whole bunch of opinions, right? A whole bunch of answers back, a whole bunch of mirrors back going, oh my God, me too. This happened to me too. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I guarantee you that if you have not yet went to a group and done this, you will be amazed by the changes and progress that you are able to make when you can just connect with someone who knows you're not crazy. Thanks guys so much for watching this video. I will be back with more narcissism videos and videos on witchcraft, so stay tuned.